And one thing that scares the shit out of people is the thought that everything's a lie. Or like, why would someone lie? If someone lied about the moon landing, is my dick real? Are my shoes real? Like, it spirals you. And so that is a psychological operation. That is a way to keep people in a constant state of confusion so no one says, hey, what happened to that Vegas shooter? Hey, why do all these kids keep going missing? Hey, why does Hillary Clinton and John Podesta have these weird hot tub rendezvous with like all this pizza language? If you are in a state of, knees weak, mom spaghetti, if you're always like a little worried, and we're now getting constant trauma. CNN is 24 hours a day, scare the shit out of you as much as possible. The world was not always like this. When I was a kid, we would get scared by children's stories by like the Brothers Grimm and stuff. And there was always a reason, like don't go in the woods or you'll get eaten by a wolf or something. Now it's like your president is a Russian spy. Ebola is going to kill your family. The hurricanes are because the earth is becoming too hot to survive. You will all die. It's all day long. Everyone's a rapist. It's just, this keeps people traumatized. This is how you create mind control. And let me tell you something about a lot of these royal bloodlines, or these like Luciferian bloodlines, like the Rothschilds and all these like people. Never envy them and never be fascinated by them. They are living in a constant hell. Let me tell you a story. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but one of my friends, a close friend of mine, this girl was very, very close with a extremely rich and powerful family. And she was telling me about this girl that she was friends with. And she, and this family is just beyond powerful, just to the point of madness. And she had this blanket that she was so attached to. It was her most valuable, she valued her blanket more than any other possession. And when she was 12, her father took the blanket and burned it in front of her. And that's just what my friend knew. And I always thought, like, why? And it's these ritual traumas that these families know. These families operate with this type of stuff where they initiate people into this. And it's about unnecessary violations of human beings. Here's a concept that I'm going to throw out there. The paper towels are killing me. Yeah, it's good to burn, I don't have a lot of good kindling today at all. I didn't realize that till later. And shout out to Ryan and Heather, my neighbors. They just fixed my stove a lot. We're having a great pig cookout tomorrow. They're awesome human beings. Just really just salt of the earth. Just like you can just count on them. They watched my stream and they were like, yeah, the smoke was just crazy last night. Can we just fix that smoke? So what the hell was I just talking about? Trauma? Ritualistic trauma. Ritualistic trauma. Okay, here's something that's going to blow your mind. And then I'll show you some stuff. Wow, there's almost 4,000 people. This is a record. Imagine, let's say Ted Bundy. And by the way, look into Ted Bundy. It's fascinating. Ted Bundy, by the way, Bundy is one of the big family names. I don't know if there's a connection, but it's Bundy is like one of the 13 whatever idiot groups. And he worked on Rockefeller's campaign for president. Like the dude was smart, good looking, connected, all about politics. And some of the murders don't make any sense. And some of the women would say like weird stuff before they died, like a few weeks before. Like one woman told her mom how she wanted her funeral. And what I'm about to say isn't like the moon landing. Like this is conjecture, total conjecture. But what if some of these people aren't psycho serial killers? What if they're trying to show their will? They're trying to do, because the way Satan works and the way the Luciferians operate is they want to mock and defile that which God and Jesus and life and humans hold the most dear. You know, the protection of children, you know, the protection of women, you know, hard work, boundaries, tradition, heritage, all these things, like the things that we live with. You know, the thought of a pedophilic relationship between family members is grotesque in the eyes of the Lord, of God. And so the way Satan operates, as above, so below, this whole thing, he wants to twist and torment and mock everything about life. So what they do is do as thou wilt, and the currency is will. The currency is to be able to do that which is almost unimaginable for human beings to do, and they get power from it. In reality, it ruins their soul. It makes them empty. It makes them donkeys, beasts of burden for evil forces. It's horrible, horrible. People think for a short amount of time that they will get power, and they do. They get money, and they get power, and they get famous, and people like treat them with fake respect. And that's what human sacrifice a lot of times is. Granted, there are people that enjoy, that take sexual gratification or some sort of gratification from torture and rape and all this stuff. I think, because I've been really trying to understand this to protect my family, because I can't protect that which I don't understand. I can't fight what I don't understand. There's a good amount of people that are making offerings to their god of this earth, you know, Satan, and they don't necessarily want to. There's this concept that there are these like psycho killers, you know, that people just snap and they just want to, you know, just rip someone's head off and torture them and rape their dead body and all this stuff. That's what Ted Bundy did. What if he was defiling his nature as much as he possibly could as an offering to the God of will, of material, of force, of mockery, of good? That's very possible. And so when you think about that, when you think about these celebrities and what they do and how they get humiliated and how they, you know, Will Smith has to have a son who thinks he's a girl and a girl who thinks he's a boy, and he's publicly groped his son. What if that's an offering? Like, what if these people know how just wrong that is, and they do that so they keep getting the morphine drip of power? And when you look at the world that way, it kind of makes sense. And then with cycles of violence, what happens is when people don't want to admit that people took something from them and they hurt their mind and the trust is broken and stuff, they become more morally relative, where they say, well, you know, like what Bill Maher said, he has, you know, Kid Love Productions. I'm dead serious. The guy's a full-blown pedophile, I think, allegedly. Like, he's like, a 35-year-old is in love with a 12-year-old, and that's fine. He said that on a show. He's like, they're different, they're out of the box, but it's love. People say that to justify what happened to them and what they do. Because if you say, no, it's wrong, that hurts. Like, when I say things that I get criticized for and I get attacked for, the humiliation, the shame techniques don't work on me, but it's not fun. It's not good to have people I respect dearly call me and be like, hey man, like we're worried about you, like you're off the grid, like you're getting into like some weird stuff, blah, blah, blah. You think I like that? You don't think I want to just be like, sorry, I won't bring up the moon again. But it's like, it's bigger than that shit. And so, I don't know. That's just what I wanted to talk about. And I'm going to, I got to delete some stuff. There's my disk.